Hey everyone, this is Nathan Williams with BlackRain79.com, and I am back here with another hand history review for you guys. So today's hand was sent to me by Mike from Canada. He's got pocket sevens in sort of early position there in a 1 cent, 2 cent full ring game. This is played on 888 poker. Let's jump right into it. So there's a fold, and then there's a limp from Villain 6. Now, Mike didn't really give me any info on this guy, but he doesn't really play a big role in the hand, so I'll just skip over that from now. So Mike comes in for the raise to 6 cents. Now, he told me he was playing 6 other tables at the time, and this is sort of a mistake because he knows that normally you make it a little bit more here, maybe 8 cents, 10 cents even I would go sometimes at NL2. So anyways, we get one call behind by Villain 7, get a couple of folds, Villain 2 calls on the button, and Villain 6 also calls in early position. We go to a flop. Pretty good flop, obviously, hitting our middle set there on a fairly, I mean, it's a fairly nondescript board. There's not a whole lot going on. There's not really too many draws. I mean, there's obviously the club flush draw, but besides that, there's really not too many legitimate straight draws or anything going on like that. So pretty awesome board overall. Multi-way, NL2, we're just trying to win the biggest pot possible. So let's see what happens here. Villain 6 checks, and Mike, as he absolutely should, comes in for the c-bet of roughly about 70% of the pot or something there. So Villain 7 makes the call here, and so Villain 7 is going to be the main opponent in this hand. I'm just going to quickly go into the HUD stats that Mike gave me on this guy. So this guy is a recreational player, fish, fun player, whatever you want to call it. He has a VPIP of 55, a pre-flop raise of 14, and an aggression factor of 2. And that's all over 270 hands, so a decent sample. As always, if you don't know what HUD stats mean, I'll include a link in the description below. It basically just tells you what kind of player we're up against. When I see a guy playing 55% of his hands, 14% raise, no question, a recreational player, the kind of player you want to play against, the kind of players that is 100% a losing poker player, just a guy who plays for fun. And this is, of course, the entire reason why we play the game, is to play against these guys. So, dream situation, obviously, especially when you got middle set. Let's see what Villain 2 does. Villain 2 folds, and Villain 6 folds as well. So, turn comes with a queen. It really doesn't change anything, because like I said, there was really no legitimate straight draws on the flop. Queen's a decent card, because if he's hanging on with, if he had Queen Jack, for instance, obviously that's 2 pair right now, that would be incredible if he has that hand. But overall, I think if you guys follow my blog, have read any of my books, or watch my videos here on YouTube, you know what I'm doing here. I am betting again 100% against a recreational player to just get that money in the pot, get that value, build that big pot. So Mike agrees. He bets 44 cents. It's a pretty good amount, I think. I like Mike's bet sizing post-flop so far. It's setting up nicely for a river shove. So Villain 7 goes ahead and does what fishy players do, of course, and makes the call with his whatever, and the river comes with a 9. So at this point, I really don't see any reason why we shouldn't just ship the rest in. Stacks are looking nice. You can shove in the final $1.39 there. That's exactly what Mike does. And Villain 7 makes the call with his God knows what, and wow. He makes a straight on the river there. So, this is kind of one of those classic hands, guys, that you're going to encounter at the micro stakes and low stakes. If you play low stakes live as well, you know, you're going to run into players like this. Once again, this guy is a huge whale. He's a 55-14-2. This is just one of those recreational players that's in there splashing the chips around, and point blank, he got lucky. He got lucky. This is just the kind of stuff that's going to happen. This is, guys, you gotta always remember, this is kind of the reason why these guys keep coming back again and again to lose their money, because poker throws them a bone every once in a while, you know? I mean, on the flop, this hand was 10% to win against us. I mean, he had a backdoor flush draw, and he had a gut shot, essentially. On the turn, the odds are going to go even further down, less than 10%, because he's lost his flush draw now, and he's literally just, you know, hanging on with a miracle 9 on the river, which he hit. And we have to accept that this kind of stuff will happen when we play poker. I think the main sort of educational point that I want to get across to you guys in this hand is that this is just a classic bad beat against a poker player who's not very good, and that this kind of stuff is going to happen when you especially when you play the micro stakes games, and this is why we're able to get such a big win rate. I mean, I just went through the math with you guys. I mean, at least 9 out of 10 times we're going to win this hand, right? So the most important thing to remember here is that this is just part of the game. This is the reason why they keep coming back, you know, and we all kind of, I kind of call it like paying a tax. You know, we got to pay this little tax sometimes. And the biggest thing to remember is just don't let this set you off, guys. Don't, you know, play a hand like this and allow this to set you on tilt, because that's what so many other people do, and that's why they end up losing, is because a hand like this sets them off, and then they start playing badly, giving away more money, and getting their emotions all involved in the game. So that's pretty much all I got for this hand. I don't really think there's a whole lot else to say. It's basically just a classic bad beat, but as always, I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below how you would have played this hand. And let me know how you react to hands like this as well. You know, is this the kind of hand that sets you off? If it does, let me know in the comments below. I want to know. And furthermore, if it does, let me know how you're going to start fixing that, because that's the #1 thing separating you from where you want to be in poker. And lastly, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel, because I'm putting out micro stakes poker strategy videos like this all the time. And lastly, make sure you download a copy of my free poker cheat sheet. It is the top link in the description below, and it'll give you my complete strategy on how I beat these stakes. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. This has been Nathan Williams with blackern79.com.